What's going on, guys? My name's Commander Coach Sylveon KC, and welcome to the IDL Season 3 post-draft analysis for Sylveon KC, the second season of the IDL that we're in, and the last season of the IDL we're in, because after this season's all said and done, the only league I will be in for battling is the TISA, which may be a new name by then, I don't know, besides the point, but without further ado, we're going to get to the team. The team is a Commander Standard Evolutions off the Yin Yang team. And that is Sylveon, Jolteon, Leafeon, and Glaceon. And then we have Keldeo, Empoleon, Drapion, Arcanine, Zygarde 10%, Latios, and Mega Aerodactyl rounding off the team. You can see the base averages for the team. Lowest is HP. Low has a pretty low attack compared to the rest of the team, or the rest of the coaches. Defense is in the middle. Special attack is where it kind of shines at 97. That's the third highest. And then, of course, speed's where it does shine, as it's the fastest team by 10, I believe. Reggie's second. And the special defense is pretty nice. And a base average total of 542, which that would be higher if I didn't draft evolutions, like Glaceon and if I traded off Glaceon for something faster, something more offensive, yeah, but no. This is the fun team. This is the last league that I will be battling in, because the more and more I battle, the more and more tired I get of just really crappy matches. And I don't want to watch crappy matches. I don't want to have to edit crappy matches. I don't think you want to watch crappy matches. So I would rather focus on League Center, where we show off the good matches, and we show off the good leagues, and we show off all the awesome things in the community, rather than getting 5-0'd by a Registeel. So we're just going to go over the list. You should probably know by now how my teams work. Sylveon can be physically and specially offensive, can be physically and specially defensive. Wish, Toxic, Protect, AV, Banded, Specs, Scarf, Hyper Voice, Moonblast, Quick Attack, Double Edge, Hyper Beam, Giga Impact, Return, Frustration. You get the picture. Sylveon does a lot. It's the captain for the team, obviously. It's getting a lot of kills in the TISA at the moment. It just got its first kill in Zastal, taking out Mega Swampert, mind you. Wasn't that fun match? Keldeo. So I had Keldeo back in, I believe it was the MLB. No. I had Keldeo in the M5WT Matrixes League. And I really liked using it. Offensive water type I like. Offensive fighting type I like. Can be physical, can be special. It works really well. And as I was already planning on drafting Empoleon, I was like, hey, Keldeo's now a tier 2. I didn't get to, because I was getting Tentacruel in TISA. I didn't get the ability to get Keldeo, or any reason to get Keldeo. So it was, hey, let's try this out, and we'll see how well this works. Next is Jolteon, which, funny enough, because I need an electric type, and I'm like, you know what? I want as many evolutions as I can, so we're just going to go Jolteon. I mean, Jolteon puts... I'm not the best with Jolteon. I mean, if you look at IDL Season 2, I think I maybe got 3 kills in 5 games brought with it. And 2 of those kills were in 1 game. But before I faced a Vampire, Jolteon only had... I don't think Jolteon had a kill until I faced Vampire, which was week 8. But Jolteon puts a lot of pressure on people's teams, because it can work really, really well. I just don't always capitalize with Jolteon, which I expect to do this time, because Jolteon can and will put in plenty of work. No one is joining me, which is sad. I popped in Zastel's chat. Maybe someone would join me, but no, no one's joining me. Next we have Empoleon. This is the last Mon I really, really, really wanted to draft and just see how it works because it's a defogger, it sets up rocks, it can be physically offensive, it can be specially offensive, it can be physically defensive, it can be specially defensive. It's kind of like Sylveon. It's also my steel type for the team, which will be really helpful because I didn't draft Excadrill. Excadrill was franchised by Scotty. So I figured, because TISA, I had Excadrill. And so here, I decided that Empoleon would just work pretty well. We move on to Leafeon. Leafeon's my grass type for my team. My go-to, because Shaman was taken, because Corey actually drafted Shaman, which I thought was rather interesting. So I just went Leafeon. I mean, not a whole lot to say. Leafeon is a fantastic mon. I had to draft it early so that Levo wouldn't take it. Super stoked about getting it. I mean, it's limited. You got about 8 moves you can run on it. But that's perfectly okay, because if you set up Sun, Leafeon does a lot of damage. And I have Leafeon and Arcanine. So, Sun will probably be coming at some point in time. Maybe just to take out Rain, but that's besides the point. We have Drapion here. Drapion is like the best pairing to Sylveon in the world. Sylveon's 3 main weaknesses are Fire, Steel, and Poison. All 3 of those Drapion has Earthquake for. And resists Poison, which is kind of a big one. It does a lot to many teams, like a lot more than people expect. If you run an Agility set or a Swords Dance set or Shuckleberry or a V, there's a lot of sets you can run. I think versus Ice last week, Sunday, when this goes up. So when you see my GSA match with Ice, I ran Firium Z Drapion to take on Skarmory, and it worked perfectly. Granted, I got a crit with knockoff to finish it off, but I think it was about the same. It wouldn't have done a whole lot. Next is Arcanine. I was originally wanting to go Ninetales to kind of do some of that Sun team, because I kind of like running Sun teams because it's not something you have to bring, but you can bring. And so someone took Ninetales, and so it's like, oh, now I have to draft the actual better fire type. That's Arcanine. I don't know how Arcanine lasted so long. There's a lot of mods that we were questioning why they lasted so long. But Arcanine's there. Really good fire type. Have it in Zastal. It puts in work, and I don't play the best with it. I should have probably just given it to Big Bad, but I like my fluffy puppy. I faced Techno in about an hour, and 27 came up with... 27 really helped me with the team building because they want me to win, and it's like, I don't know, but okay. So, I guess you'll see that match come the weekend. It's a busy weekend this weekend, so. Anywho, Arcanine's here. We have the fluffy puppy. We have Glaceon, myself, because, to be honest, I needed another evolution. I didn't want Flareon as I just picked up Arcanine, so we picked up Glaceon. Glaceon can be a sleeper if they don't prep for it. Scarfed Glaceon can put in a lot of work, but it's fragile. So you have to be careful. Our last 3 picks were like, because that's how I draft. It's everything. I get most of my lower tier stuff, and then at the end it's like, ooh, I want you, and I want you, and I want you. It's like clearance shopping. That's a really good way to put it, in all honesty. I picked up Zygarde 10%. Originally, Braid said Kingdra, and Como-O was even up. I don't think Como-O was even drafted. But I saw Zygarde 10%. I realized I didn't have Stab Ground. And I have Zygarde 10% TISA. It works wonders. It is so scary. If you watch No Johns in Zastal, oh my gosh. Look at his kills. He's leading the league with a base 466 Mon. Super scary. Awesome to have. We have Latios. Yeah, Latios was my last non-mega pick. I originally was going to go with, like, because, like, Lando I was left, and Latios was left, and there was a whole bunch of monsters. Savali, Superior. Um, it was one, I think it was Blue. Blue or AJ suggested Latios. That gives me more dragon. Gives me another defogger, which I didn't even think of at the time. Gives me speed, which I need. I can Scarf it if I want. I can Specs it. I can Life Orb it. I can Yachi Colbur. I can do a lot. Latios can put in a lot of work and pressures teams, and I'm hoping that it's at the bottom that people kind of forget about it. I've had Latios before in the first season of TISA. Could not use it to save my life. So I hope that Latios works really well. And last, but certainly not least, as Matrix is gone, we have Mega Aerodactyl. Base 150 speed. Rocking the speed, boys. Yeehaw. That's basically one of the reasons I drafted, because it's so fast. You have to Scarf it. You have to Scarf something to beat it, for the most part. And it can put a lot of pressure on teams. It always puts a lot of pressure when I face it against Matrix. Granted, if he runs Crunch, it's a lot of pressure. It has a lot of coverage. It's the flying coverage I need with Aerial Ace. It has iron coverage, steel coverage, rock coverage, fire, ice, shoot. It has a lot. Lots of coverage, super speedy. You have to Scarf, and that's the great thing is, unless I'm facing Logic, I will 100% know they are Scarfed, or they set up on me if they outspeed Mega Aerodactyl. So, that is all. My name's Cmdr. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment down below. Skyla just dropped a Gothitelle. That's cool. We will see you. Dang it. I just was on OBS. We will see you again next time. Sorry about no music, by the way. Blame all the people in Zastel for not joining me, making me a loner.